see something. These are general messages, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Again, these are messages for the weekend. Of course, if it doesn't resonate for this particular weekend, it can resonate for any other time this week. Well, next week or the week coming. So take what resonates, leave the rest. Okay, I won't be on here long today. It's Friday. You know, I know people got shit to do, places to go, people to see, all of that good stuff. So we're not going to spend all day on here, okay? Of course, all gifts are appreciated and welcomed. I do have a live goal. I know it's a pretty big live goal, but it's there. On Big O, all beings are appreciated and welcome. Likes do help, shares do help. Comments are appreciated as well. And yeah, we about to get into this message and see what's going on for the weekend, what energy is coming through for this weekend. All right. Hope that you guys have a safe weekend, a positively eventful weekend. All right. Good vibes, good energy. I feel like this weekend is going to be good vibes and good energy. My bad, y'all. My tag has been itching the freak out of me all day. And I just can't stand this little piece. But I do feel like this weekend is naturally bringing in good vibes and good energy. Thank you so much for the gift. So it should be a good one. I don't really feel any negativity. I didn't necessarily pre-shuffle or have any dreams connected to this reading per se. One thing that I will say is some of you guys are coming off very, very, and I'm just going to say what it is, sexually attractive. Okay? A lot of people have some very interesting thoughts when it comes to you. A lot of people have kind of been in their heads, you know, as far as envisioning things that they may want with some of you guys. So if you've been feeling that type of pull, or you've been getting that type of attention, then this is confirmation of that. Also, if you've been having some very spicy dreams, this is also confirmation of that. Yeah, just make sure that you are, of course, protecting your energy as always. Make sure that you are keeping a respectful distance away from certain people, places, and things, environments, so on and so forth, just to ensure your spiritual safety, okay? Because there's a lot of tugging and pulling on energy that's happening right now with the collective, right? And we've been talking about elevation a lot on here, a lot of spiritual elevation, spiritual awakenings. All right, there go that yawn. I have to get it out now before it started trying to fuck with me the rest of this reading. Of course, when we have spiritual elevation, we become more attractive. Our energy becomes more attractive. People want to be closer to us. They want to be around us. They want to see what's up with us, in so many words. So definitely expect that. Definitely up your protection. Definitely make sure that you're paying attention to the people who are in your space, to the people who are around you. Strangers and people who are commonly in your space. It don't matter. Okay? It really don't matter. All right? Let's see what's going on with the collective for this weekend. Things that you guys need to know. Yeah, exactly. Confirmation. Your vibration is rising. Pillar of light. Okay? So like I said, your aura, a lot of y'all auras is getting very strong or a lot more illuminated, a lot more visible to, I'm going to say, the outside eyes. And what I mean by that is those who aren't normally in looking at things or viewing people from a spiritual perspective. It's like when people can see you and they're spiritual as well, that's pretty normal, right? They can pick up on your energy. They can see that you have, you know, a specific type of aura. They can see that you carry a specific type of vibration. That's pretty normal, right? But when it comes to people who aren't as spiritual and they are able to see you, that means that your aura, your vibration, your energy is a little bit more bright than normal, right? Because it's penetrating the eyes or the energy of people who aren't necessarily in that space. Okay, so a lot of you guys, you know, not only are you raising your vibration, not only are you transitioning into this new version of yourself, but you are also starting to pick up, I'm going to say, more watchers or gazers is how I'm saying it. You're starting to get more attention. People are starting to be able to see you on a different level than what you are used to and what they are even used to. Okay? It doesn't always have to be strangers. This can be people who are naturally around you, naturally in your space, who just maybe have never seen you in that light. People are starting to see you in the proper lighting. Okay? It's almost like whatever blinders they had on when it came to you are being removed, especially for the people in your direct space. So if people have been treating you a little differently or a little strange, or your so if people have been treating you a little differently or a little strange, or your relationship, or why do people always want to call me when I get on live? If people have been treating you a little differently or a little strange, or your relationships with people have been a little bit different lately, and when I say lately, I mean like within the last couple days, the last few weeks, maybe heavy on the last couple of days. Okay, it almost feels like it came out of nowhere. But this is because you are transitioning. There's a reason why we did that live on, was it Monday, about spiritual awakenings and the stages of spiritual awakening. If you didn't catch that live, go on the YouTube, link in the bio, PocaSPEAKS on YouTube, and watch that. There was a reason why we went through that specific live, because I feel like a lot of you guys are going through some type of development of the soul, and because of that, it is causing you to, hey Corey, because of that, it is causing you to reach a different audience, or because you're elevating to a different frequency, you're going to have new eyes on you. There's going to be new people introduced frequency. You're going to have new eyes on you. There's going to be new people introduced to. God damn it. Let me put my phone on do not disturb. The fuck? So just pay attention to that. Now, there's always a downside to this type of energy, right? There's an upside where, you know, people are starting to see you in a different light. Your vibration is changing. You are elevating, so on and so forth, right? But then there's always a downside. There's always people who are forced to see you in this new light and they don't like it, right? There's always people who see that you're making these changes and transitions and they're not really the biggest fans of that energy, right? So it's going to take you guys definitely upping your protection, and we did a whole live on protection work, and paying closer attention. Okay? Y'all are going to have to pay a lot more attention than you normally do. And don't think of it as a strange thing that you are picking up on more things in your space than normal, right? So usually you may feel a little crazy. It's like, damn, okay, is that person mugging me? Is that person looking at me crazy? Or, you know, did that person's energy shift? Or is that person treating me differently? Or, you know, usually it starts off with you like kind of having these questions, you know, trying to make sense of what the fuck is going on, right? And the changes that are happening. But eventually, okay, it becomes very clear that these people have never again seen you in this type of light. They're not familiar with this version of you at all, right? So some people can take it and some people can't. Some people are disturbed by the way that you are developing and how you are growing, and some people aren't, right? It really just depends on the person. And it's not always the people that you expect, you know, that are welcoming and forthcoming and happy for you. And it's not always the people that you don't expect, right? Sometimes it is a surprise that certain people do fuck with you more now that they can see this new version of you. Sometimes it's a surprise that certain people don't fuck with you because they can see this new version of you, okay? So take it how it resonates. Go with whatever flow you're naturally being taken through or taken on, okay? I also feel like this weekend, some of you guys may go into a dream space. And in this dream space, you have some type of transformation, is what Spirit is saying. I'm seeing like a portal opening. Yeah, as I'm saying that, divine orchestration and helpers in the spiritual realm. I definitely feel like there's some type of portal or some type of transition that some of you guys are going to go through, specifically in a dream space. If it doesn't happen this weekend specifically, it will happen at some point before the end of March, okay? And you'll know when it happens. It may not make sense. It may not be super obvious. So when I say you're going to go through a portal, you may not literally go through a portal in your dream, right? You may not dream of yourself going through a portal, right? But spiritually, energetically, metaphorically, there could be some type of symbolism or significance, right, of you making this transition, but it's going to happen specifically in a dream space. Okay, so pay attention to your dreams. Some of you guys may have already had this experience and maybe you just didn't realize it. And some of you will, okay? But there is some type of spiritual transition, upgrade, portal type of thing that is going to happen in a dream space very soon for a lot of you guys. For some of you, it will happen this weekend. Now, I told y'all before, the two dates that have been sticking out to me for the month of March is the 10th and the 15th. Okay? The 10th is on, let's see. The 10th is on Monday, okay? And then the 15th is next Saturday. So pay attention to those 2 days and everything that's happening in between those 2 days. So next week, period, I want you guys to really make sure that you remain in a high energetic vibration so that you can pick up on whatever it is that you need to pick up on, so that you can see whatever it is that you need to see, so that you can go along with whatever flow of energy that is coming in. There's something super, super monumental about those 2 dates and in between those 2 dates, okay? Now, of course, we transition into the spring equinox on the 19th, between the 19th and the 20th, okay? So I'm not surprised that those 2 dates are sticking out, because that's literally a week before spring equinox. And that week before is usually your closeout week, right? You're closing out the last 4 seasons, right? So we went through the first season, which is Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Then the second season, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. Then the third season, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. And then the final season being Capricorn, Pisces, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, right? We're in Pisces season right now. So we're about to close out that 4th season, right? And then start over, basically, or have a new beginning and a new season, okay? So this next week, or this coming week, is going to be very, very monumental as far as changes that are coming in, as far as things kind of being cemented, right? So whatever work you've been doing, whatever you've been working towards, thank you so much for the gifts, whatever you have been investing, manifesting, things of that nature, you're going to start to see either the fruits of your labor, or you're going to start to officially close out some old cycles, okay? Now, 2025 is technically a 9-year, right? And we've been talking about the number 9 since December, honestly, okay? So 9s are all about closures of cycles. 9s is all about completion. 9s are all about transitioning from one period to the next, preparing for the next new cycle, okay? So with that, this year, like I've been telling y'all, is going to be your foundational building year. This is your year to really get things off the ground and get things established for you, and basically set up the foundation of your next 9 years, right? We go through 9-year cycles. Everything is, conditioned upon 9-year increments, okay? So we're closing out a 9-year cycle with this year of 2025, all right? Now, the official energetic cycle of the 9 starts when we get into Aries season, which is technically the 21st of March. However, the spring equinox energy comes in the 19th through the 20th, okay? So you kind of get like an extra day-ish before we officially go into Aries season on the 21st, okay? So with that being said, there's going to be a lot of transitions. There's going to be a lot of things kind of happening. It's almost like, when you have like a deadline at work, like you have the whole quarter to get certain things done. But that final couple days before the deadline is like crunch time, right? It's like things are kind of sped up. People are like running around like a chicken with their head cut off. You know what I'm saying? The energy is a little bit higher. The frequency is a little bit more, tense. Things are a little bit more chaotic feeling, right? Because it's like the final stretch before the closing of that period. That's kind of what this is going to look like. Not saying that it's going to be negative, so I don't want y'all to think of it as a negative thing. Yes, Mercury and Venus are retrograding. Venus is already retrograding, but Mercury and Venus will be retrograding by the time we enter the spring equinox. Yes. I don't want y'all to think of it as like, oh my God, this is going to be, a hectic time and, everything's just going to be so crazy. Like, no. But it will be almost like trying to get the last few things in before you move on to the next thing. Okay, thank you so much for the gift. So go with the flow. Make sure that you're paying attention to spirit. Make sure that you're paying attention to your intuition. Okay, because there could be some final instructions that some of you guys get literally right before we cross over into the spring equinox or the new cycle. Okay, or some final instructions to prepare you to cross over into the spring equinox or the new cycle. Okay. How does it feel being a Gemini sun with Jupiter transitioning in Gemini? It feels amazing. There's a lot of fortune, a lot of luck, a lot of abundance with that placement. Okay. All right, let's see what else is going on. Yeah, look at that. Birthing a new age, bringing new creations, and dreaming a new world into being. So like I said, this is like the final chapter of this cycle, right? And you guys are going to be not only closing things out, but you're also going to be welcoming in new things, right? It's going to be like a catch-22 type of energy, right? So it could feel a little bittersweet at some points, because in order for us to elevate, there are certain things that we have to leave behind, right? In order for our energy to be light enough for us to transition, because you got to think of it as, think of it like a balloon, right? The lighter a balloon is, the higher it goes, right? The less friction and the less weight it is carrying, the higher it can go, right? So in order for that balloon to reach its highest, it has to constantly release any weights or anything that could be potentially holding it down, right? So that's kind of what's going on. You kind of have to lose certain things, and I don't really like saying losing, because if anything leaves your life, it's because it's not supposed to be there any longer, right? So I don't want to necessarily say you have to lose anything, but you do have to release things that no longer serve you. Sometimes that's people, sometimes that's relationships. A lot of it, especially because we're moving into a whole new cycle, right? A lot of it is going to be mentality based. A lot of it is going to be intuitively based. A lot of it is going to be dealing with your conscious and subconscious energy, right? A lot of it is going to be dealing with, like I said, your mentality, the way that you perceive things, the way that you think about things, the way that you speak, right? The way that you even feel when it comes to your future, when it comes to your outlook on life in general, on your present life and your future goals and dreams. Some of it will be people, some of it will be places, some of it will be environments, some of it will be materialistic things, right? But there has to be some type of release to make you lighter, right? Energetically lighter, so that you can elevate higher. Okay, so I don't want you guys to look at anything as a loss. I don't want you to look at anything as, you know, as if anything is being taken away from you, or as if you have done something wrong, or, you know, nothing like that, right? All of this is happening to elevate you higher. Okay, especially because, again, we're using these next 4 seasons, right? Spring, summer, fall, winter, quote unquote, right? We're using these next 4 seasons to set the tone for the next 9 years. So this is way different than when we transition to a new season. So this is way different than us leaving the summertime transitioning to the spring. This is way different from us leaving, you know, I said the summertime transition to spring. The summertime transition to the fall, or the fall transitioning to the winter, or the spring transitioning to the summer. This is way different energy, right? Because we're literally restarting a whole new chapter. Okay? Hello to everybody coming in. All right? So it's going to feel a lot denser, right? It's going to feel a lot heavier than normal. Make sure also that you are resting. If you are being led to rest, make sure that you're resting, okay? Because when we get into Aries season, Aries energy is very fiery. It is very active, right? It is very action based, right? So you're going to need your energy. You're going to need to make sure that you are in a mental space, in a physical space, in an emotional space even as well, of course in the spiritual space, to be able to deal with all that will be coming in. Okay, because Aries energy is not really a think first, act later energy. It is an act first, think later type of energy, right? So there's a lot of movement, lots of movement by the time we get into the second half of March, right? Which again will start the 19th of March, moving into the rest of the month, okay? And then closing out this month and going into April. Also, pay attention to the weather. Of course, we know on a spiritual level that they be fucking with the weather, but there's also some type of alignment when it comes to the weather and what you should be doing, right? So it's basically, for example, it's like, okay, if it's a rainy day, take advantage of the rainy day. Rest, rejuvenate your energy, right? If it's a super sunny day, be outside, soak up the sunlight, get some vitamin D, be active, that type of thing, right? If it's windy, maybe there's certain things that you need to let go of. Maybe there's certain things that you need to think about, right? Because wind is air, right? Maybe that's a moment for you to meditate or to go deeper into your subconscious, things of that nature, right? So pay attention to what's going on with the weather. There's some type of alignment when it comes to the weather, specifically as we go through the month of March. And then, you as a physical being, there's going to be alignment with that. Okay. I know that it's, of course, going to be raining a lot off and on, lots of thunderstorms, things of that nature coming in. I really want you guys to think about those things on a literal level, right? They say, April showers bring May flowers, right? But we know that the rain usually starts in March. It doesn't start usually in April. It usually starts in March, right? And when we think of rain, when we think of the purpose of the rain during that time, it is to do what? It is to water those things that need to grow, right? So remember, this is a foundational setting period. This is the time to plant seeds, right? Seeds need to be watered in order to grow. So I really want y'all to start thinking, not just super spiritual and also not just super literal, but finding a balance between the two so that you can benefit off of both energies, if that makes sense. Okay? Even when it comes to travel, some of you guys may be traveling to places that are experiencing some type of weather. So maybe you go to somewhere that's super hot, lots of sun, whatever the case is. There's significance with that. Or maybe you go somewhere that's cold, right? That may be cloudy. Or maybe you go somewhere and they're having thunderstorms or random showers or something along those lines, okay? There's also some significance here with the south. I'm seeing Florida a lot. I'm seeing Florida more than anything. There's some type of significance with the far south. This could be personal, but this could also be something about to happen in that area. I don't know. Thank you, Corey. I've unintentionally predicted a couple of events. So if something does happen in the state of Florida before the month of March is over, then we know the significance of that. All right. I'm just going to leave it at that. I do also feel like stars are going to be significant. There's something here about stars. Some of you guys could be spending time outside at night, camping or something, laying under the stars, seeing the stars, being a star, Aquarius energy. Don't have to be Aquarius, but that's just what I'm getting, Aquarius energy. I'm seeing the star card. There's something here significant about the stars or the solar system specifically, but visually. Okay? A lot of you guys will be transitioning into the star of your family or of your bloodline. Now, again, heavy is the head that wears the crown. So if that is what it means for you specifically, I really want y'all to start getting used to, if you're not already used to, the black sheep energy, the difference in treatment. Okay, look at that at the bottom of the deck. Star Mother. Do y'all see that? I didn't even see that. But there is something here about Some of y'all need to get used to being, Spirit is saying, healthily ostracized. So it may feel like it is coming from a bad space, or it may feel uncomfortable, but it's actually working to your benefit, to your advantage. There's certain things that are just different from you and your family dynamic. It just is what it is. Yeah, look at that. Awakening coming out. Energetic updates. A new way of being. Yeah. A lot of y'all are going through a final awakening process, or a final upgrading process, or updating process. Remember I said there's going to be something significant like in the dream space as far as an awakening. Y'all see how that card looks? That's confirmation of that. Some type of transformation, transition, portal entering, okay? Some of y'all may literally walk through a portal. Because I know it's portals all over the place. You never know where they at. A portal could open up anywhere, just randomly. And you just never fucking know. It's given that. It's given like you randomly walk through a door and you have no idea that this door is acting as a portal. It can be a literal door. A literal door. Okay? Yeah, there's something significant here about a threshold being crossed. I'm hearing the Stairway to Heaven. I don't know if y'all ever seen that movie. Is it the Tooth Fairy? It's an older movie. I remember watching it as a kid on a VHS tape. I want to say it's the original Tooth Fairy movie. I don't know if y'all have ever seen the original Tooth Fairy movie. But at the end of the movie, if this is the movie that I'm thinking about, they walk up these stairs and they cross through this door, and it's like they're going into quote unquote heaven or something. I don't know if y'all ever seen that movie. I really feel like it's the original Tooth Fairy movie, but that's what Spirit is showing me. I can't remember exactly. I think that's the movie though. Yeah, I know the one with the rock. That's the recent one, but the original Tooth Fairy, that shit came out in the 90s maybe, because I had it on VHS. So you know that's old. Yeah, I can't. I want to say that's the movie that it was, but at the end of the movie, they were walking up. This specific person was walking up these stairs, and they went into this. It was like a door basically, and they crossed over. And when they crossed through this door, they kind of turned into energy. I want to say like that's the best way I can describe it. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it, and just to clarify if that's what it is. I think that's what it is, but that's how I'm seeing it. When Spirit showed me Stairway to Heaven, that's what it looked like. This is like some of y'all are going to have like a very deeply spiritual moment before you cross over into this new year. This official new cycle. Like a deeply spiritual moment. Like an unexplainable, indescribable type of experience where it's just like you can't even really put it into words. You can't really make sense of it. Whether it happens while you are conscious, right? And what I mean by that is awake, right? On this side of everything, or if it happens in a dream space. There's gonna be something super, yes, astronomical, just unexplainable, just like indescribable that kind of happens to a lot of you guys, specifically before we cross over into the spring equinox. So before the 19th of March. For others of you, it'll happen before the 19th of April. So, yeah. Some of you, it'll happen before the 19th of this month. For others of you, before the 19th of next month. It's like two different groups of people that this could affect. It really just depends on where you personally are and the work that you've done when it happens. If it doesn't happen to you in either of those times, then it just wasn't for you. It is what it is. This can also be some type of like, I'm hearing the word magnificent, some type of like magnificent experience, like a manifestation, a huge manifestation coming in or something. Something so monumental to you personally. Like, it's not going to be anything that anybody else can verify because they may not even know about it, type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of you guys have been following the advice of your intuition and of others of minds and others when it comes to keeping a lot of stuff to yourself. So there's certain things that are going to be coming in for you guys, like I say, either before the 19th of this month or the 19th of next month, that you can't even really explain to other people because they didn't even know what was happening this whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't even know that this is something that you've been working on or working towards, or, confirmation, manifesting or wanting, or they can't even verify. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that's verifiable. Thank you so much for the beans. This is like this is a personal win. Something very, very personal. Very like, if you know type of thing. You know? Yeah, look at that. Important information. Wounds are healing and recharging. Something important. Some type of important information is going to come through. Some type of important experience is going to come through. Thank you, Corey. Something very important to you. Some type of divine alignment. Like, when I say this is so astronomical, was the perfect word, because that's what this is. It's just like, it's one of those things, like, when it happens, you may have to sit down and, like, it's going to take some time for your mind to kind of wrap around how this happened. Like, it's not going to make sense on the physical plane. And that's what's going to blow your mind. Because I feel like this is the last year. And when I say year, I mean as we close out this last cycle of Pisces season before we go into Aries season and start our whole new 4-season cycle. I feel like this is the last time that you are so engulfed in your physical mindset. I feel like after this period, you're going to start seeing things first from a spiritual perspective and then from a physical perspective. Whereas before, you've been so used to seeing things from the physical and then kind of forcing yourself to see it from the spiritual, right? There's a switch happening. And this kind of establishes the switch, if that makes sense. Like, this is the catalyst for that switch happening, where you're like, oh no, there's no other way that this could possibly make sense or be what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no other fucking way. There's nothing physical about this that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It's like hitting the lottery type of thing, where you really don't have an expectation of certain things happening. You just like, oh, I'm just going to play these numbers. I'm just going to do the scratch off. Or like if you ever gambled at like the casino, like, oh, I'm just gonna play the slots real fast, and you just so happen to hit for like the most money you've ever seen in your life, and it's just like, bro, what the fuck just happened type of thing. Like, how did I get here this fast? Because a lot of times also we're used to things having a process that makes sense, right? It's like, for example, it's like, okay, you graduate, you go to school, you graduate high school, you go to college, you do college for this amount of years, you apply for a job, you get hired for this job, you work this job for some time, and then you get a raise. Thank you so much, babe, for the beans. Then you get a raise, and then you get another raise, and then you get another raise, and then eventually, after years and years and years, you get some type of supervisory position, and then you get the supervisory position, and you do that for a couple of years, and then after that you become like, you know, a manager, and then after a managerial position, then you become this. It's like we're used to things happening in some type of sequential order, right? You have a starting point, you have a middle point where things are happening and you're leveling up slowly but surely, and then you reach a certain destination, right? That's usually how we see it. But I feel like what's coming in is just start and destination. All that middle shit is eliminated, and that's what blows your mind. That's what blows your mind, because you're like, I didn't even work for this. It's going to feel like you didn't work for this. It's going to feel like all you did was open a door or made a decision or talk to a person or, you know what I'm saying, thought about something. Like, it's going to be so simple that it's irritating, or so simple that it's mind-blowing. Because it's like, I just can't figure out how the fuck I got from here to here. When in my head, I thought it was going to require more steps, and it didn't. And that's what's going to be mind-blowing. Does that make sense? I hope I'm explaining that right. That's the part that's going to catch y'all off guard. Yeah, look at this. Spiritual acceleration and progress. Come on now. Can't make this shit up. Spiritual acceleration. That is the perfect word to describe exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Spirit is on point today. I don't know if y'all peeping how these cards are aligning. That's exactly what it is. Spiritual acceleration. It's like somebody hit the gas. I don't know if y'all ever seen those like sci-fi movies where they are like in like these high-tech trains or like little cars that's like in the tunnels, and like they started and they just like zap to the next place. I don't know if y'all, it's one specific movie that I seen recently that had a scene like that. I can't remember what movie it was, but that's how Spirit is showing me this particular experience. It's like, yeah, it's like you get into this vehicle, whatever you want to call it, and they press the button, and it's just like you go from destination A to destination B in like seconds. That's what this feels like. That's what this is going to feel like. And this is why confirmation, take a break at the bottom of the deck. That's why I said listen to your body and align yourself with the weather, because the weather is going to be, for some of you guys, very clarifying when it comes to what you need to be doing and how you need to be moving. Don't be pushing yourself to do shit if it doesn't align with your energy, right? So, you know, if it's a rainy day, sit your ass in the house and rest. Don't beat yourself up for feeling quote unquote lazy or feeling the need to rest or shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Take a break, relax, chill out. Because whenever this happens, you're going to need that energy, and you're going to wish that you took some time to rejuvenate your energy. All right? Don't be so quick to move around and be doing a whole bunch of extra shit. Just rest up, because you're going to need to rest up. Trust me. Whatever this is that is coming in, like I said, a lot of it is going to be Aries energy heavy. And Aries is a very action-based energy. If you feel the need to call off work, definitely call off. For sure. So this is going to be very action-based. Okay? That's why I can't all the way get with the faith without works mantra. What you mean? All right, let's get some more energy here. Sometimes you got to be still. Well, I would say it's still faith without works. Well, I would still say the mantra is still faith without works is dead. Don't think that just because you're resting now that you haven't done the work, right? It doesn't say, the mantra isn't, you know, faith with a little bit of work or faith with no work at all, right? You got to put some work in, but you could have, whatever you needed to do could have been done months ago. Whatever work you needed to do could have been achieved weeks ago, days ago, hours ago, seconds ago, right? And now it's time for you to rest. So there's a time to work, there's a time to rest, there's a time to go hard, there's a time to slow down a little bit, you know what I'm saying? There's a time and place for each energy, and this is why we go with the flow of our energy. Because if we've done certain work in certain places already, then you have to give yourself some time to be still so that those things can work themselves out, right? And then when it's enough time for being still, you get back up and you get to it. Okay? All right, let's see what else is here. So don't think, that's another thing, don't think that you haven't done the work. Because this may happen so quickly for some of you guys that you may feel that exact sentiment. I'm glad you brought that up. You may feel like I didn't work for this, or I don't deserve this because I don't remember doing anything, you know, to be deserving of this particular thing. Or, you know, like I said, a lot of us are in that mentality that the work that we do has to be done in that moment right before we get whatever we're supposed to get. But sometimes it's an accumulation of work that you've already done, and this is why things are being moved so quickly for you. And that's kind of what this is. It's like an accumulation of all the things that you've already done, the awakenings that you've already had, the time that you've already put in, the blood, the sweat, the tears. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've done enough of that. Now it's time for things to move the way that they are. And then sometimes you get double doses of stuff. Sometimes you get a little bit extra. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes Spirit like, hey, let me give you a little double for your trouble. You know what I'm saying? Let me give you a little extra for them sleepless nights, and for you being consistent, and for you putting that work in, and for you, you know what I'm saying, staying with the program and going with the flow, and not allowing certain things to deter you from your work ethic or your journey or so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? It's like a little, you know, a little sprinkle. A little extra couple chicken nuggets in your Happy Meal. You know, a couple extra wings. Instead of, you ordered a 10-piece, but you might get 15. Don't mean you didn't work for the 15. Don't mean you don't deserve the 15. Right? So that's kind of what this is. But the way I'm saying it, shit, you might have ordered a 10-piece and get a goddamn 40-piece. Like, that's what this is giving. This is giving way more than you asked for. And for some of you guys, Spirit is giving you more because of the fact that you wasn't greedy in your manifestations, in the things that you wanted. Some of y'all just want simple things. You know? compared to other people who want to pimp out the spiritual realm and not do no work and not, be consistent and not do what they supposed to, but they feel like they deserve these big payouts and they feel like they deserve to have all of this shit. And you know what I'm saying? A lot of it is because you were not greedy and you just like, Spirit, I just want to be able to take care of myself and my family. I just want to be able to do X, Y, and Z. I'm just manifesting this car so I can get to work. You know what I'm saying? I'm just manifesting this job so I can pay my bills and make sure my kids is good or my family is good, or travel a couple places out, a couple times out the year. You know what I'm saying? Very simple shit, right? Where you could have been greedy. Swear, I need $1 million tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot of people seriously be doing that type of shit and asking for that type of shit, but they don't do anything that shows that they are worthy of those types of things, right? You're doing the work and then some, but then you're only asking for the smallest payout. So a lot of this is also going to show you that you are worthy of so much more than what you even have been accustomed to asking for. A lot of y'all don't ask for a lot because you don't feel like you really deserve all of that. You're content with just having enough to get by. And like I said, there's a lot of mentality shifts that's going to happen. Now, let me say this. When you get this is not the time for you to be, which I don't think that you're going to do, but I just got to say it. This is not for you to rub it in nobody's face. This is not for you to, start acting like you better than everybody and being an asshole and none of that. I don't feel like y'all gonna do that, but I just have to put that out there, right? Continue with your meek and your humble energy. It's almost like if you hit the lottery but just don't tell nobody type shit. It's like there will be signs, but not a lot of confirmation. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be signs that I came up, but I'm not about to be out here showing certain shit off and confirming all of this stuff and talking too much, and I'm not going to do all that. But there will be signs. You know what I'm saying? You might catch me on a trip or two back to back. You might see me, roll up in a new car. You might see me packing up some boxes and moving to somewhere real nice. You know what I'm saying? There will be some signs that some shit has changed, right? My outfits might get a little different. You know what I'm saying? The places that I eat might start changing a little bit. You know what I'm saying? There will be a couple signs. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to be out here confirming and telling the whole world about shit. No, babe, this is general. I'm talking to everybody. I ain't going to verify a damn thing. I'm not going to come out and make a Facebook post and, this is not nothing that you need to go announce to the world. Because for a lot of you, this is so big that you need to protect it. Again, going back to, I don't know why I keep talking about this lottery. Some of y'all might hit the lottery. I don't know. But going back to the lottery thing, when people come into a whole lot of money, the worst thing that you could do is make an announcement about it. That is the worst thing that you can do. That's the last thing that should be on your mind when you come into a whole lot of money that you've never touched before, never had before. That's the last thing you want to do, right? For some of y'all, this could be money. For some of y'all, this could be like your dream job, dream career. For some of y'all, this could be, just something specific to you that nobody knows about, right? But whatever it is, you need to keep it under wraps for as long as you can. And I've been giving y'all this message for a while. Keep your mouth closed. Excuse me, confirmation again. If those people don't live in your home or don't see you on a daily basis, you know what I'm saying? Or anything like that, then this is not for you to share. If they not close to you already, you know what I'm saying? If you don't really have that type of connection with them where they can know something of that magnitude, right? Think of it like this. If I was ask yourself, if I was to come into $1 billion right now, who would be the people I'm comfortable telling? that I know is not going to later on use me or manipulate me or, you know, fuck around or, you know, whatever. That's how you need to be thinking right now. So that whenever this happens, whenever this thing comes in for you, you already have it in your head who to keep this away from, you know what I'm saying? And then who you can share it with. Period. Because for everybody, it's not the same people. You know what I'm saying? Some people may be comfortable telling their mama, and some people know that their mama ain't shit. And they can't tell their mama. Okay? Some people may be comfortable telling their best friend or who they think is their best friend, and some of y'all might find out, hey, I actually can't tell that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on who you are as an individual and the relationships that you have with the people in your space. Okay? And don't be surprised if before this comes through, there are certain people that are revealed to you that shouldn't be around you any longer. Don't be surprised. Right before this happens, you lose I don't like saying lose, but you have to release a friend, or you gotta release a family member, or you fall out with somebody, or don't be surprised. Okay? And if anything, the more you start to release, the closer you are to whatever is coming in. So some of y'all have been looking at, you know, your life recently like things are falling apart because there's a lot of things that you're being separated from or certain people that you're being separated from. Baby, that just means you're getting closer. And spirit know, like, hey, you almost there. You need to go ahead and let that motherfucker go now. You need to go ahead and get up out of there. You know, find your exit and exit now. Don't wait. Don't take your time. Don't take no naps. You know what I'm saying? Dip. Okay? You can cry about it in the car. But get the fuck up out of there now. Hello, my love. You know? Get up out of there now. Quickly, expeditiously. Thank you, Jay, for the gift. Yeah, look at that. Possibilities. So this again can come in so many different ways. Even now that you kind of have an inkling of what could come, don't box it in. And we've been talking about boxing shit in for a couple days now. Literally almost this whole week, there's been some type of message about not boxing yourself in. Don't box the possibilities in. This may not just be money. This may not just be career. This may not just be love. This may not just be a new home, a new car, or something like that. Don't box it in. The possibilities are endless. For some of you, maybe a mixture of a couple of different things. You know what I'm saying? Literally. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. Like a buffet. We did a live before about the buffet, right? On the movie Fat Girls with Monique. And baby, she walked into that buffet and she was just like, shit, I don't know where to stop. Let me get a little bit of this, a little bit of that. She filled up that one plate, put that shit to the side, went and got her another plate, filled that motherfucker up, put that shit to the side. Shit, by the time she was done, baby, she had a whole motherfucking serving tray of plates and shit. Desserts and cookies and cakes and lobster and crab legs and shrimp and pastas and bread and salads and meats and all type of shit. I mean, just a smorgasbord of just a whole bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's so funny because lately I've been thinking about Golden Corral. Y'all, I haven't ate at Golden Corral in I don't know how long. But I just been wanting to go. There's something significant about like a buffet of things. Because Spirit has just been placing Golden Corral in my energy for a while. And I haven't eaten Golden Corral in so fucking long. I don't even know what I'm not going to say I don't know where that's coming from. But baby, I ain't thought about no damn Golden Corral. baby, go to Sprout, keep popping up. There's something here about having a little bit of everything. I might have to go to a good old Chinese buffet. Ain't nothing like a little $15 all you can eat. You know what I'm saying? I love that. I ain't did that in a minute. I need to go and find me a little $15, get everything you want and leave happy and full. Maybe that's symbolic. Maybe some of y'all need to go find you a Chinese buffet this weekend. Go find you a good, nice buffet. I feel like there's something symbolic about that spirit keeps redirecting me to for a reason. And I'm going to share it with y'all because you know I love y'all like that. Find you a good buffet this weekend and just grub out. You know what I'm saying? Just grub out. Just don't even, fuck all of that, being, fuck all that gluttony shit. It's not gluttony. You know what I'm saying? Just go and just grub. Because it's something about getting used to having the options of what you want available to you when you want it. It's something with the mind. Like I said, a lot of this is a mind switch, right? Going back to possibilities. A lot of this is a mind switch showing you like, hey, whenever you have whatever the fuck you want in the quantity that you want it in too. Because one thing about a buffet, baby, you can't eat too much. Ain't no such thing as eating too much. Ain't no such thing as too many plates. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no such thing as that's too much food. It's like that's what's expected. It's the energy in a buffet is so much different, you know what I'm saying, than the energy of a restaurant in a high class luxury space, right? It's so much more free. It's non-judgmental. There is no quantity cap. There is no expectation for you to be cute and you know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's just like grub. You know, if you not eating all you can eat, people like, what the fuck did you come here for? We here to just be pigs. You know, that's the energy. It's like, and it's not that you're doing too much. That's another thing Spirit wants you to understand with what's coming in. You're not doing too much for having your hand out. You're not doing too much for going out and expecting to have all of your needs met. You know what I'm saying? That's not doing too much. And for some of y'all, that's the mentality switch that you need. It's not doing too much. If I go and fix a whole plate and ain't no more room on that damn plate at a buffet, and I go put that plate on my table, then I go back and give me another goddamn plate, ain't nobody gonna be like, oh my God, look at them. They have 7 plates over there that's full. It's just like, oh, they eating good. It's the expectation. Your environment is changing, and sometimes you have to adapt to that first before you get into the physical environment. The mentality has to adapt before you get into the physical environment, right? And that's kind of what's happening. That's why I said this next week is going to be really, really big when it comes to the mental. Between the 10th and the 15th, there's going to be a lot happening when it comes to your mindset. Okay? Look, awakening came out. Important information came out. Spiritual acceleration came out. All of these cards came out back to back to back to back. So I really want y'all to pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Pay close attention. Specifically between the 10th and the 15th. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to waste the food or anything. See, I don't want you to think like that. Because it's not a waste. That's why I said some of y'all need to go to a buffet. So that you can get into a physical environment that depicts what's happening spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Because at a buffet, I don't think of it as wasting food. I think of it as they put all of this shit out here for me. They knew that I wasn't going to finish it all. Right? Because it's a lot. So I get what I want. I eat what I can eat. And it's not wasting, because even if they throw this shit away and scrape my plate By the time they take it to the trash truck, and the trash truck take it to the landfill, the animals and the bugs gonna eat real good. So even what I can't use, even what I don't use, even what I don't finish, it's gonna go to those who can use that. You know what I'm saying? Mentality switch. Switch your mentality. There's no such thing as waste. I can't waste anything. Right? Somebody gonna eat that shit. Something, some being, some soul is gonna be able to eat that. Use that. You know? Yeah, courage. Courage. Confidence. This is a lot about, this goes hand in hand with the mentality as well. You have to have a confidence and a courageousness about you. Mind at the bottom of the deck, getting out your head. Thank you, Keisha, for the gift. You got to get out your head, babe. It's the circle of life. You know what I'm saying? The circle of life. And it moves us all. That's my song. Circle of life. There's no such thing as waste. It all drops down to the lowers. Right? And a lot of y'all are not used to being elevated to a point where there are people beneath you that benefit from what you don't need. That, again, is a mentality switch. Because you are still looking at yourself to some extent as benefiting from, those who are above you, or, needing other people to give you scraps, or, you know what I'm saying? The roles are switching. You're elevating to a new place. So you don't need to, feel a way about being wasteful or anything like that. As you elevate, there's a wider gap between you and those under you. And some of y'all got to get used to the fact that there's going to be people under you. That doesn't always feel good, especially when you used to rubbing elbows with those same people. But that's how elevation works. Every time you elevate, everybody doesn't go with you. Right? It's like what's that damn movie with Anne Hathaway? Princess Diaries, right? She didn't ask to be the damn princess of Genovia. That girl was just in school, minding her business. Okay, remember, this is a literal great depiction of what I'm talking about. In school, minding your business, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with life the way you've been dealing with it, kind of blending into the background, not really being a loud energy, not really being a disruptive energy, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to do what you need to do and get the fuck up out of Dodge, you know what I'm saying? Mind your business. All of a sudden, you realize that you are of a great nation and you have a great calling, right? And you are of a different vibration than those that you're used to being around. That includes her best friends. That includes the people at her school. That included her own mama. And it happened overnight. Overnight, she went from being this regular person in her head to learning that she is of royal blood. Overnight. And just in 2.5 seconds, you know what I'm saying? Random as hell. No warning. No nothing. Just woke up one day. Hey, guess what? You're actually a princess. Excuse me? You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by like night and day. Just transition, right? You're not, there's nothing leading up to it. It wasn't like a progression. You know what I'm saying? Like the Prince and Me, rather. You know, the Prince and Me is another movie That's kind of like that, but there's more of a progression. It's like, oh, I started dating this person who was of royal blood, and then I married this person who was of royal blood, and then now I'm living this life. That's very different than I didn't know nothing about my own royal blood, and then the next day I find out that I'm a whole royal, and that my grandmama about to step down as the queen, and then I gotta be the queen. That's a whole different reality, right? And that's what this looks like. You went from being in this one space where, you know, you thought that things were just going to be the way that they are. And then you develop, you know, to being in a whole nother space. Oh, shit, I did not mean to do that. You develop to being in this whole other space. Hold on, y'all. Oops. Yeah, a whole nother space that you didn't expect, right? And this is actually the perfect depiction how this plant is growing from this stone. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very symbolic of the fact that things have not been easy for you all, right? This has not been an easy path, an easy life. You know what I'm saying? This has not been just like a walk in the park, like you know what I'm saying? Everything is just silver spoon, you know, gold plated. It's like, nah, you done been through the trenches. You done had to work. You done had to grind. You done had to, you know, put in that blood and sweat and tears and sleepless nights and overthinking and worrying and self-doubt and procrastination. It's like, to come from all of that to then having this skyrocketed type of experience, it takes some getting used to. And this is why Spirit wants a lot of you guys to start resting now and start getting more into a, you know, I don't want to say reserve type energy, but just getting more into yourself, because this is going to kind of be like, for some of y'all, it can be triggering. It could trigger some things from your past. It can trigger some ways that you think about yourself, some ways that you think about life. You know what I'm saying? It can most definitely trigger certain things for you. Yeah, I'm not going to count these, but we got control and laziness coming out together. Again, allow yourself to sit back and relax if that's what you feel led to do. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make you lazy. Relinquish your control. And, you know, a lot of us are in this controlling energy where we feel like we got to work, be doing something, be all over the place. You know, not sit down for a couple minutes. If you do sit down, you know, you think of yourself as being lazy, or, you know, you're beating yourself up for, you know, taking your time, or for sitting down, or for whatever the case is. Like, let all that go. Let all that go. Okay? Cool your jets. Calm it down. Take a load off. Have a seat. All right? It don't mean that you lazy. It don't mean that you know, don't have any type of work ethic or nothing like that. It just means that you need the time to relax. You need the time to chill. You need the time to rejuvenate, to recharge, to rest. Okay? We got the Creator card coming out. Always a reminder that we create our own realities. So everything that is happening, think of it like this. Everything that is happening in your life right now started from a thought. Started from a belief that you have. A way that you're seeing things. You know what I'm saying? A perspective. Right? So if you don't like where you are, change your thoughts, change your perspective, change the way that you see things, change your environment, your mental environment, your physical environment, your emotional environment, change your experiences, put yourself in different places around different people. You know what I'm saying? And understand that just because you're making these changes, it doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight necessarily. Some things can. Trust me when I say, when you change your mindset, some things can happen immediately, right? But other things may take time to get prepared for you. So it's almost like when you change your mind, you kind of set off this trickling effect, right? So it's like, okay, they changed their mind, so let's go ahead and start this process. And the process starts. Or, okay, they changed their mind, and let's go ahead and start making this thing possible, right? So it doesn't always happen immediately. Sometimes the mindset change kicks off the production of that reality, right? So think of it as like a production line, right? When you change your mind, it's like flipping that switch on. So now that product is starting to be made. The ingredients are being mixed up, and then they're going to send it to this next place where they're going to do this part, and they're going to send it to this next machine, and it's going to do this, and then they got to do this, and then they got to do this, and then eventually they box it, and then they ship it, and then it arrives to you, right? That can take any amount of time. That can take a couple hours. That can take a couple days. That can take a few weeks. It can take a month or two. It just depends on what it is and how much time is needed to get that thing prepared to come to you, right? So don't think that just because like, oh, I changed my mind and it's not happening immediately, that is not working. And this is where consistency comes in. This is where affirmations come in. This is where, you know, all of those different things to keep our mentality on the right page comes in. All those different exercises become valuable because you need to keep yourself in this mindset, right? So when you make a mentality switch, you don't just switch it on and then switch it back off because it didn't happen immediately. You switch it on and you keep it on, and you find ways to keep it on. And even after you get whatever it is that you manifested, you know, because you switched your mentality, you still want to continue with that energy or upgrade it to something more. You never want to go backwards to what it was before, because now you're undoing all that is being done to bring that thing to you. So some of y'all need to get deeper into your affirmations. You know, make sure that you're paying attention and becoming more aware of the way that you're talking to yourself, the way that you are gauging your energy, where your thoughts are going. And I say energy goes where your mind, energy flows where the mind goes. Okay, so where am I sending my energy? That's kind of how you need to think about it. When I'm entertaining a negative thought, where am I sending my energy? When I'm entertaining negative people, where am I sending my energy? When I'm speaking negatively about my present or my future, where am I sending that energy? All right, we got integration. Mind, body, and soul is the way that I'm seeing this. I'm also seeing this as action, emotion, and mentality, all being on the same page. Action, emotion, mentality. Making sure all of those things are on the same page. So my emotions and my actions need to balance out. My mentality and my emotions need to balance out. My mentality and my actions need to balance out. And then balancing those things out with rest and rejuvenation. So So finding the perfect circumference of energy is the best way I could put that. Not being too far in your thoughts, not being too far in your emotions, not being too overly active. Making everything make sense. Okay. Thank you, CLS, for the gift. We got aloneness. Like I said, don't be surprised if you find yourself spending time with yourself. Don't be surprised if you're being pushed to spend more time with yourself. Don't count it as a shocker. Don't think that you're doing anything wrong, moving wrong. Don't think of it like that. It's all happening for a reason. Yeah, the outsider, like I said, y'all better get used to being the oddball out or the black sheep. Because the way that you about to transition, you're not going to have no fucking choice. With the things coming in, babe, the spirit is setting it up to the point where, thank you so much, my love, where only the right people can fuck with you. Because your energy is going to be so high that you are going to be more desirable but less obtainable. Does that make sense? So a lot more people are going to want to be around you, be with you, be friends with you, talk to you, think that they can have you, you know what I'm saying, want to be a part of your life, wanting to rub shoulders, bump elbows, shake hands, give hugs, give kisses. Thank you, Gemini. A lot of people are going to want to have access to you, but they can't. And some of the people who already had access to you are going to lose their access. Thank you, my love. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be some hurt feelings. And it's going to put you on the outside of a lot of people's energy. But you're going to have to go with the flow. You're going to have to trust spirit. And understand that there are people who, as you elevate, there are people there. So you won't be by yourself for long. Right? You may be leaving the people that you're used to being with, but you're elevating to a whole different level of people. It's like, you know, millionaires. Millionaires are very few, but they have constituents. They have people around them who also make millions. They may not be able to kick it with the thousandaires or the hundredaires no more. You know what I'm saying? And that may suck. Because the people that they familiar with, the people that they love, the people that they've been around their whole life, the people that they've been cool with, you know what I'm saying? They different tax bracket, different energy, different income, you know what I'm saying? Different understanding of things, different responsibilities. All of that is changing. So they can't really have those same connections like they did before any longer. But it doesn't change the fact that they will find new people on this new level that they do resonate with, that they can befriend, that they will get closer to, that they will feel more comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? There's always other people on these new frequencies, right? For us, we've gotten so used to having certain people around that we thought and we told ourselves that these were our people forever. And that's where the disruption comes in, because a lot of y'all are learning that the people that you thought were going to be here forever weren't meant to be here forever. And that's what you kind of have to accept. That's what you have to understand. That's what you have to deal with and process, right? The people that you thought it would be are not the people that it actually will be. And that sucks sometimes, because sometimes some people is your mama. Sometimes some people is that best friend that you done had since you was in high school. Or, you know what I'm saying, the mother of your godchild, or, you know, whatever, the father of your godchild, your best friend, you know, your sandbox, whoever, your favorite cousin, and your granny, and, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's people that we really, really, really love and really care about, and all of those things. Right? But it doesn't change the fact that it is what it is. Thank you, Corey. I appreciate you as always. You know? Yeah, your experiences are changing. Y'all have a different set of experiences coming in. Even with that, like, you won't be able to resonate with these people anymore because your daily experiences are changing. Going back to the Princess Diaries example, you know, the friend, if y'all remember the movie, her best friend started getting a little mad because she had princess responsibilities now. She had to go to the little classes and learn how to sit. You know what I'm saying? She got a whole makeover. Thank you, Simone. She got a whole makeover. You know what I'm saying? She had her little moment where she had to take her little hat off. And everybody was like, it has to be a wig, right? And her hair was all long, luxurious. And she got her eyebrows plucked. And she all cute. And you know what I'm saying? She wearing these gowns. And she got a tiara now. And she got responsibilities. And her best friend was like, hold up, girl. You not coming to my little show no more. You know what I'm saying? You not kicking it with me no more. You not being who I know you to be no more. You switching up. You know? And the girl like, what the fuck you want me to? I'm a princess now. I can't go and undo my identity just so that you could feel good. And that's where a lot of y'all have been, or a lot of y'all will be. You know, you won't have some people that's like, I don't even feel like we resonate with each other no more. You don't got no time for me no more. You know what I'm saying? You having conversations about shit that I don't even understand. You know, even in the conversations that y'all have, it's changing. The way that you're communicating is changing. The shit that you want to talk about, it's changing. And these people can't keep up. They're like, girl, what the fuck is you talking about? What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? The advice that you're giving is different. The things that you're entertaining is different. The places that you're going is different. It's all changing. And a lot of these people who are used to you presenting yourself in a certain type of way, or they're used to having a specific type of connection with you, baby, they not with this shit. Because, bitch, who the fuck do you think you are? You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Corey. Who do you think that you are? You think you better than us now? You know what I'm saying? You think you more important? It's like, I don't think that I am. Look at that, past lives. The people from your past. And a lot of the people from your present are becoming a part of your past. And that sucks for everybody. Everybody feels that when it happens. You feel it. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to walk away, or you can tell that it's just not the same. And then those people feel it because they realize that they don't relate to you no more. The conversations ain't conversating no more. You know what I'm saying? The things we used to talk about, we don't talk about that shit no more. It's changing. It's just different. It's just different. Look at that. Politics. Right? The mask is going to come off with a lot of people. A lot of y'all are going to realize that certain people only liked you because you shared common struggles with them. Certain people only talk to you because of the common struggles that you share. Not because of who you are. Not because of your energy and, you know. Is what it is. I started smelling is that my cards? I started smelling some perfume when I picked up this deck. I don't know if it's my cards or not. But even the way you smell may be different. Like your scent could be changing. This could be on a spiritual level. Thank you, Capri. This could be on a spiritual level. But your scent is different. Yeah. Like you attracting different people. Another thing is you may be also, or will be, Spirit said will be. You will be attracting people on these new levels, and the old people that you're used to being around may not be too fond of these new people, because when you bring new people around that resonate with you more than those older people start to feel insignificant, or the qualities of them that don't really align become more prevalent. It stands out a lot more, right? The differences between you and your old group of friends versus you and these new people starts to become more evident, right? Thank you, Corey. The gap starts to widen, right? So a lot of people are going to definitely feel some type of way because of the fact that it's obvious now. But I feel like a lot of you have been, desiring more like-minded people. Between April and June, a lot of y'all gonna have a whole different group of people that you're around. Your environment is gonna be so different, especially the more we get into June, because we know June is Gemini season, and Gemini is very social. So especially the closer we get to June, for some of y'all it may happen a little bit before confirmation. For others of you, the closer you get to June. But your environment of friends, who you deem family, who you connect with, all of that is about to really change. And when I say change, I mean like night and day change. Okay? Yes, baby, Gemini gang. You know how we do it. Night and day changes when it comes to the people that you're used to being around, when it comes to the people that you're used to having in your space. Some of y'all may not even, and I'm going to be honest, be completely prepared for these people. Like, you're going to have to learn to adapt as well. But it's like having people around you that stretch you, that pull you. You know what I'm saying? People that they're operating off a certain frequency, and this frequency demands you to boss the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know if you guys have ever had an experience, for me personally, I know at one point, I was very used to struggle energy. I was used to struggle energy. I had struggle friends. I lived a struggle type of life. I ate struggle food. You know what I'm saying? I was used to struggle energy. It just was what it was. I always, I wasn't bummed out. You know what I'm saying? I always looked like something. I'm a Gemini. You know what I'm saying? We can't walk around looking crazy. But even my style at that point gave very much so, struggle type of energy. You know what I'm saying? And when I started to elevate, Spirit started to put these people in my life that I would usually call bougie, or that I would usually call, tight ass, up the ass, you know what I'm saying? Like, energy all stuck up, and you know what I'm saying? That type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Spirit started putting these people in my life. I'm like, Spirit, like, I can't talk about my regular little shit, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know I like to cuss. And at that point, I was cussing in all environments. I didn't give a fuck. And I'm talking, you know how I talk, and you know what I'm saying? I'm from DC, so it's whatever, and yeah, you know what I'm saying? All that, all that. I still give that, you know what I'm saying? But it's a time and a place. But I'm giving all of that, and these people are looking at me like, Poca, girl, relax. What the fuck? Or they invite me out for the weekend. Hey, let's go to this restaurant or this place. I'm like, girl, we could just go to Fridays. We could just go to Ruby Tuesdays or something. We could just get some curry out and go back to the house and have a session. And, Yeah. And they was looking at me like, how was you cool? And I'm like, what? Like, what y'all too good for Fridays? What y'all like, what I say wrong? And it wasn't necessarily that something was wrong with that. But it's just like, at some point, baby, you gotta elevate past what you know. You know what I'm saying? You can't get too comfortable in where you are to the point where you don't stretch yourself to go to a different environment and be able to learn to adapt to these new environments. It doesn't mean that you change. Well, I don't like to say don't change, because I feel like you should be changing, right? You should always be changing to become a better version of yourself. But don't be afraid to transition to the next level. And sometimes that requires you to change your outlook. It requires you to change your environments. It requires you to change your energy. It requires you to talk different, walk different, speak different, dress different, eat different. You know what I'm saying? I went from eating any and everything, and now I'm pescatarian. And it's not because I didn't like burgers no more. It's not because I said, fuck steak. It's because I started to care more about my health. And I wanted to live a longer life. Right? So things had to change. I went from not working out, not exercising, and it wasn't because I was overweight or underweight necessarily. Right? But I was unhealthy as fuck. At one point, I was barely fucking 90-something pounds and was unhealthy. Couldn't walk up a flight of steps. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm from, we used to smoke, a lot of people smoke Black and Milds, but we also had something called Capones. And Capones was basically like an elevated Black and Mild. Baby, I smoked Capone so heavy when I was in, my last year of high school, and then going into my 18 through 20, I was smoking the thing so heavy, baby, and I couldn't walk up a flight of steps without huffing and puffing. I ain't never had no lung issues. I never had no asthma, no nothing. But I wasn't doing my body right because of the environment that I was in and because of the mentality that I had. Right? So there were so many things that these people started coming into my life, and they like, that's not cute. You smoking tobacco? Ugh. Sometimes you need people to say shit like that. Because I'm like, bitch, what you mean? Ugh. What's wrong with a little Capone? What you trying to say? You trying to say I'm dirty? You know what I'm saying? But they're like, don't smoke that shit around me. And I used to feel some type of way, but I couldn't get mad. They had boundaries. I might as well pull out a motherfucking jack. A jack is a cigarette where I'm from. I might as well pull a jack out my motherfucking pocket. And they used to tell me, you might as well be smoking a fucking cigarette. And I'm like, it's not the same, because, baby, it is the same. And then one day I was like, you know what? They right. I used to wear black leggings everywhere. I had 50,000 pairs of black leggings. Baby, I would put me on some black leggings, some motherfucking fast, and a little shirt, and put me on some chucks or something. Some motherfucking 993s, 992s, if you know, you know. Big DC shit. Put my motherfucking newbies on and be out the door. And I started getting around these people, and they had, different types of pants and jeans and prints. And I'm like, hold up. This spirit allowed me at 18. I started working for this financial services company. And, we was in life insurance and debt correction and all types of financial things. And they would have these millionaires from the company come and speak at these like schools that they would do every 3 months. And we would travel to Charlotte to go to these schools. And baby, being around people with money just different. The way that they walk and the way that they talk and the way that they carry themselves and the way that they say their words and the way that they communicate certain things, and you know what I'm saying, the cadence of how they speak and the way that they enunciate certain words, and you know what I'm saying, just the energy is different, and it ain't really have nothing to do too much with how much they spent on the things that they had on, because they could walk in there with some motherfucking jeans and some Skechers shape-ups, bitch, and you still knew that the coin was long because it was the energy that was given. It was the confidence. It was the going back to courage. You know what I'm saying? And that shit changed my motherfucking perspective, because hood rich is way different from wealth. And I didn't learn that until I started going and being around these millionaires. You know, we grew up around hood rich. Motherfuckers in the city, in the hood, get a little money. You know what I'm saying? They drive a little, back then it was Cadillacs and Escalades, you know what I'm saying? Thank you, Misbehaving. And you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Maybe a little Mustang here and there. This was way before Camaros got popular and all that. Hellcats and that wasn't even doing shit yet. You know what I'm saying? We was in a Cadillac, Escalade, Chrysler. You know what I'm saying? Hood rich. Chrysler 300s, whatever. Baby, listen. And I'm like, oh shit. You know, they got some money on them. You know, motherfuckers buying sections in the club and shit. You know, you thought it was something. Motherfucker bought a little section. This is when we was really into club culture. Now I don't even know if we could call it club culture, because everybody just be standing around looking at each other. Everybody just looking. This one we was actually dancing in clubs and having a good time. But anywho, okay, motherfuckers buying sections and, you know, hood rich. And at a certain point, you thought that was the shit. It's like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? I can't wait till I get me a little coin and be able to buy me a little this and a little that and whatever. Till you get around some real money. Till you get around some real wealth. Some generational wealth. Motherfuckers, they not pulling up in no extravagant cars all the time. They might pull up in a motherfucking Honda Accord. Who fucking knows? They might pull up in a goddamn Jeep Cherokee. Don't give a fuck. You don't know that the motherfucking S-Class is parked at home. They don't give a fuck. You know, people who have money they don't feel the need to prove that they are wealthy. People who are truly wealthy, they don't live their lives trying to prove that they wealthy. I mean, it doesn't make sense to do so. It don't make sense. Right? So it's not until you get into those environments that you realize that what you thought was in these environments isn't even in these environments. The energy that you thought these people had ain't even the energy that they actually have. You know what I'm saying? And you start to realize a lot of it, thank you, CLS, is energy. It's audacity. It's demeanor. It's frequency. It's mindset. It's priorities. You know what I'm saying? People that have wealth, they don't give a fuck about their clothes. Unless they gotta do something important or special or go somewhere where, you know, it needs to look a certain type of way. Real wealthy people don't give a fuck about no damn outfit like that. They don't give a fuck. They'll wear some regular ass boot cut. I ain't seen nobody with some boot cuts on in a long time. But them motherfuckers will have on some boot cuts and some fucking Crocs or something. Not giving a shit. A regular fucking plain t-shirt a regular collared polo. Who they trying to impress? It's the mentality, right? It's the energy. Thank you, Corey. It's the frequency. You know what I'm saying? They go to restaurants. They not trying to be all loud. Excuse me, waiter. Yeah, I want to pop a bottle. Let me get a motherfucking, bring me out the biggest bottle you got. Yeah, let me get all the appetizers, please. You're not doing all that. Them people be sitting at a table, sitting at the bar, drinking a little glass of wine or some type of brown liquor, whiskey neat or something, having a little salad or something. You know what I'm saying? You won't even know that they the one in there with the most money. But they give that. They sitting at somebody's coffee shop with a little matcha or something. Very incognito, very not drawing attention to themselves. But then they leave out of that bitch and go open the motherfucking door of a motherfucking G-Wagon. They go home to a 5+ bedroom gated ass home. It never gave I gotta put on for the city. It never gave I need to show everybody that this is what I got. It never gave put the target on my back. Hood rich puts the target on your fucking back. And when you get whatever's coming in, there's a reason why I'm saying all of this. When you get whatever is coming in, you need to act like the people with wealth and not the hood rich ass motherfuckers. Because the hood rich motherfuckers, they shit don't last. Either because it get taken, because you're too fucking loud and boisterous and obnoxious, and then people face and doing the motherfucking most and making all these goddamn announcements and shit and want everybody to know that you came up. That shit get taken. Or they lose it. Because they don't have no education. They don't know how to move. They don't know what to do with it. So for a lot of you, Spirit has been preparing you to have the education so that you know how to move when you get the things that you get. There's a reason why you've been being led to watch financial literacy videos. There's a reason why you have been looking at, people building their homes from the ground up. Or people moving to other, countries. Or people buying properties, real estate. Hey, CJ. It's a reason why you've been led in that direction. There's a reason why you've been doing a lot of research and investigations on certain things that didn't quite make sense. You know what I'm saying? Spirit, why you got me looking at all these cars? Why you got me looking at these different houses and these different models of homes? Why you had me researching all of these different trusts and, these different places to put my money and these different things to do? And Spirit will never give you the abundance without the preparation. That's not how Spirit works. Preparation first, abundance comes next. Because why am I giving you something that I know you're going to run into the ground? Why am I giving you something that I know you can't take care of? You can't sustain. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why you had to lose some money and have your money fucked up, because you need to know how to regulate your finances. If you can't regulate a couple $100, how you going to regulate a couple thousands? That don't even make sense. If you can't prioritize what you need to prioritize in this 1-bedroom apartment, how the fuck is you gonna prioritize anything in a 5-bedroom home? If you can't keep up with the maintenance on this little Honda Accord, how is you gonna keep up with the maintenance on this motherfucking Mercedes Benz? And a lot of times we use these moments where we're learning these lessons and we tell ourselves, oh, This is happening the way it's happening because I did something wrong, or life is falling apart, or things are not going my way. Instead of looking at it as, oh, this is a lesson. This is a lesson of preparation, right? This is a lesson to help me sustain whatever is coming in. Because like I said, for a lot of y'all, this is going to be night and day. You're being catapulted into something completely unexpected. Completely unexpected. Right? And it didn't make sense, all the things that you were going through before. But when you finally get there, you're going to be like, oh, that was the preparation. That was the preparation. You know what I'm saying? If you can't figure out how to tell people no when they ask for money now, and all you got is a couple $100s, how you gonna tell them no when you got thousands, hundreds of thousands? If you don't know how to sign or read proper contracts when it just comes to a little 9-to-5 job, how you gonna read contracts as an entrepreneur and a business owner? How do that work? It's not gonna work. Actually, how does that work? Well, it's not gonna work. It's not. So, preparation first. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. Look at that. Thank you, Ja, for the gift. Preparation first. The wheels of life are changing. The wheels of your fortune. I like how Spirit said that. The wheels of your fortune are changing. The tides are shifting. And you better hold on. You better hold on. Thank you, Corey. You better hold on. Literally. 2 hands. You know how in driving school they said put 2 hands on the wheel? Or do the clock. Okay, baby. Get sturdy. Hold on to something sturdy. Don't get swept away. Don't get swept away. Yeah, look at that Hierophant. Studying to show yourself approved, studying to show yourself ready. Not even just, on a level of finances and things of that nature, but a lot of y'all have been pushed to look more into a lot of different things. We talked yesterday about occult sciences, metaphysics, numerology, astrology. You're not looking into those things or being drawn to those things for shits and giggles. It's for a reason. Spirit is bringing these things to your attention for a reason. All of this is aligning you to be prepared. We are spiritual beings first. So yes, we do prepare for things on a physical level, right? But then there's also spiritual things that we also have to make sure that we understand and that we know. If you haven't mastered or started to learn meditation techniques, what the fuck are you doing? If you don't know how to tap in with your spirit team and your ancestors and your guides, what the fuck are you doing? How do you think this shit about to go? And you don't got no spiritual connection. You don't got no spiritual relationship. You ain't got no spiritual covering. You ain't got no protection. What you think about that happening? Thank you. You gotta study. You have to study. You have to study. And you have to study numerous amount of things. All across the board. This is why you learning a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. It's like Spirit is taking you. It seems like it's going real fast, right? It's like, Spirit, you just told me to look into this and they ain't telling me to look into that. Good Lord. You know what I'm saying? You just brought me over here and then you bring me over here. Good God. But it's all happening for a reason. Preparing you in more ways than one. Helping you shift to the proper space, aligning you more quickly so that you can be in place to receive whatever it is that you're supposed to receive. I'm telling y'all, between the 10th and the 15th of March, mark my words, there's going to be something happening. Something happening. It may not be the thing, but it will be something that is very important to note. Some type of experience, whether it's in this physical realm, whether it's spiritual, in the astral realm. Pay attention to your dreams. If you have not been writing your dreams down, honestly, I done said that shit so much. I'm about to start jumping some of y'all in the spiritual realm. I'm about to start whooping ass via dreams. Okay? People been telling me I've been popping up in their dreams lately. I hope I was smacking y'all around. Because y'all hard-headed as fuck. Don't piss me off. Write the damn dreams down. Whatever you remember. I don't care if it was a color, a date, a time, a person, a face, a situation, an experience, a moment. I don't give a... Write down whatever you remember. And write the date down. March 9th. Dreamt about a butterfly. Had orange spots. I was somewhere in the woods. That's all you remember. Write that shit down. Y'all be thinking y'all supposed to write down the whole goddamn dream. You're not going to remember the whole dream. Yes, you can put it in your cell phone. If you do write it in your cell phone, make sure that eventually you transfer it to paper. There's nothing better than physically writing. But the phone is cool if you need to just quickly jot that shit down. There's nothing wrong with that. Not even just with dreams, but also with any type of interaction with the spiritual realm. Daydreams, visions. Some of y'all having visions. You when you zone the fuck out and your mind go to just something, situation, some shit play out in your head real fast. Those are visions. And then y'all be like, Spirit, I've been needing answers, Spirit, and you're not telling me what the right thing. You're not telling me nothing, Spirit, and I'm talking to my spirit team, and I don't know if they're talking back to me. You done had 17 dreams in the last 42 hours, and you telling me your spirit team is not talking to you. What do you mean? The messages are in the fucking dreams. Hello? You think the spiritual realm just gonna call you on the phone? They gotta communicate to you some type of way. And it's not just no damn angel numbers. I'm sick of the angel number thing. That's cool for a little confirmation here and there, a little, pay attention, peep this. Bring you into awareness. Cool. But the messages that you need come in the form of meditation and dreams or visions or premonitions. That's where you're going to get the information. And guess what? It's not to be deciphered all the time immediately. A lot of it has to play out. Some of it may be in advance. There may be some physical things that you have to go through before the dream comes and makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You might get a dream and it may be like, I'll give you a perfect example. I'll give you an actual dream that I had that did not make sense until it made sense. This was, I want to say September or October of last year, right? And I don't just have dreams for myself. I have dreams for the collective. Y'all know a lot of this shit we talk about be dream-based. I have dreams. I have dreams, period. Okay, for whoever need it. So this particular dream, I'm at my grandma's house, right? And listen to all the key words, because this is how you start to break down shit. I'm at my grandmother's house. Keyword grandmother. I'm at my grandmother's house that I grew up in, right? Keyword again. Okay, cool. I'm in the bathtub. I'm sitting in this bathtub. and all of a sudden I give birth to a baby. Okay, this is how dreams be. The shit sounds cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because it's not clicking yet, right? So this is a perfect example of how the shit be, right? Because you had the most weird experiences. All of a sudden, a baby fly out my happy space, and I'm in the bathtub like, what the fuck? Okay, I pick up this baby, and I'm like, okay. All of a sudden, my grandmother come in, and she, I give her the baby. The baby is obviously premature. Another key word. Pay attention, because this is how dreams work. The baby's premature, and I can tell. Sometimes in the dream space, you can just tell what the fuck is going on. It may not be depicted, but you can just tell. It's like in real life, when you can just pick up on shit, and you can tell what's going on. You can tell what's happening. You can get all the details. Cool. I can tell this baby is premature. So my grandmama come and take the baby, and she started feeding the baby. All of a sudden, the baby started getting thick, started getting fat, fattening up, right? Getting healthy. Okay, cool. I wake up. I'm like, Spirit, what the fuck was that? I'm very, very much confused. I don't know. Is you trying to tell me something? Because ain't nobody, shot no club up over here, so it can't be me. You know what I'm saying? And usually in a dream realm, pregnancy or birth is usually associated with the opposite, which is death, right? And death is usually associated with the opposite, which is birth, right? Thank you, ATV. So I'm like, oh shit. I immediately thought my grandma was about to pass away. Now, this same grandmother has dementia, right? Early onset Alzheimer's and dementia. So I'm like, oh shit. Do I need to start preparing myself and my family for her untimely demise, right? Because the baby was premature. Had that dream on a Friday. Okay. Monday rolls around. I get a random call from my mother, right? And, my mom and my siblings, we play around all day and shit. So immediately when I answer the phone, I'm ready to play. I'm ready to joke. She's sitting in the hallway crying. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? My younger brother, who is lighter skinned, remember I said that baby was lighter skinned, his grandfather prematurely passed away. My younger brother grew up in the home of his grandfather, right? So that was Spirit's way of showing me there's going to be some type of untimely death because the baby was born unexpected and premature. So an unexpected death, an untimely death. He passed away upstairs. I was upstairs in my grandmother's home in the dream. He passed away upstairs in his room, sitting in his little chair watching TV. So sometimes, and that's just one example, I got 1,000 examples like that. Sometimes the dream don't make sense until it makes sense. Had I not written those things down so that I can go back and recount it detail for detail, I would have missed it. I wouldn't have tied those things together. Had I not meditated on it after I had the dream, because I had to meditate because I'm thinking it was my grandmama, and Spirit kept telling me in meditation, it's not your grandmother. That's not what it is. It's not your grandma. I'm like, okay. And who the fuck is it? Somebody about to go. My dreams are accurate enough where I know if I dream about somebody, some type of birth happening, somebody's about to go. I'm thinking it's one person. Spirit said, no. This is somebody the fuck else. And that's a dream that has something to do with someone else, right? Everybody don't dream for other people. So let me preference this by saying that. Everybody don't dream for other people. Some people do, some people don't. All right. What if it's a dream that wasn't recent? Doesn't matter? No. I use that example to say that there has to be time in between sometimes for the dreams to play out for you to be able to make them make sense, right? And then you write them down, because when it does play out, you can go back to that dream and pick up on the details. So if you dream about certain details again, you know that it has this type of meaning, right? I had to have dreams in the past about birth in order for me to know that birth for me in a dream space means death. That came after me having multiple different types of dreams like that and multiple people passing away. Every time I dream about somebody being born or me giving birth personally, it's always somebody about to pass away. Every time. Is what it is, right? So it's almost like creating your own cheat sheet in a way as well. You start to kind of have like this cheat sheet. So it's like, okay, birth equals this, funerals equal this, seeing this particular thing equals this equals that, right? Now you're creating a keyword type of situation where you can start decoding your own dreams as you go. But that can't happen if you're not recording them, because you miss details. When you wake up, you have a good 2 to 3 minutes to write down what the fuck you remember from that dream. And I mean, when you wake up, when you immediately open your eyes, not after you done checked Instagram and responded to your texts and looked at a couple TikTok videos and had a whole conversation. And no, once your eyes open, you got a good 2 to 3 minutes to jot down whatever you remember about that dream before you lose the details, because the details matter. And the more you write the dreams down, you train your brain to retain more information from the dream. A lot of y'all don't retain a lot because you're not doing anything with it. So your brain just throws it away. Imagine if you started your life off with writing down or even recording your dreams from a time where you can understand. So let's say a lot of us had crystal clear understanding at 2 and 3 and 4 years old. Right? You can remember certain shit, you know, especially if you're a starseed, chosen one. You know what I'm saying? You operated, thank you, Corey, from a different perspective, a different type of mentality, right? So imagine you being that young, writing things down, and you made it a habit, and you continue to do it. You are training your brain from a young age. You need to retain this information long enough for me to write it down. The reason why it's so difficult for us to remember is because we never put ourselves in a predicament to retain that information. We never trained ourselves to remember those things. Thank you, Super. So your brain is just like, oh, just throw it away. It's like details from yesterday. You don't remember that shit. You do not remember every single detail from yesterday. That shit just happened less than 24 hours ago. You don't remember everything that fucking happened yesterday. If somebody asks you to give a whole details of what happened, you'll remember certain main events because you trained your brain to remember certain main things. But you never conditioned your brain to remember everything that's going on, everything that's happening. You know? Since the day I had my first son, who was 5, I've had dreams about him being taken or killed. Do you have any idea what that can mean? I personally don't know what that can mean. I mean, it could be heavy on, could be a number of different things, but I would recommend going into meditation. Y'all can't keep skipping out on meditation. Meditation is almost like pulling out Webster's dictionary when it comes to certain shit. It's almost like going on a computer and going to Google. You know what I'm saying? It allows you to capitalize on that tuned in connection that you have with spirit and isolate certain thoughts in order to get certain messages. So you have to meditate. You gotta start meditating. If it's just 5 minutes a day, it don't matter how long. You just need to start training yourself to do so. Period. Absolutely. That shit is like Google Maps. We have the Hangman. All right, no more stagnancy for a lot of you guys. You're leaving a time in your life of stagnancy, and it had to happen. Ooh, look at that. We got the Tower and then the Sun. It had to happen after things fell together. I don't like saying fall apart, because things are not falling apart. They're falling together. They're coming together. Things are falling in place. They're not falling apart. They had to fall into place. Thank you, Corey. Okay? 9 of Wands. You had to establish certain things. You had to put certain things in place, right? With your actions. When you release certain people, when you release certain things, when you left certain environments, all of these things allowed you to establish your foundation. For a lot of y'all, this includes boundaries. Some of y'all had to up y'all boundaries. Them boundaries was sucking ass. It was just a free for all. Everybody's invited. You can come in. You can come in. You can get a little piece of my energy. You can get a little piece of my energy. I'll help you out. I'll help you out. I'll talk to you. I'll have a conversation with you. Down to having conversations. I don't care if it's through text message. I don't care if it's in the comment section. Y'all be giving out way too much energy. You can't do that. If you thought of your energy as money, you would be a lot more reserved with how much you give out. Y'all don't see y'all energy as being as important as it actually is. If you saw your energy as $1, every time you give somebody your energy, you giving away $1 or you giving away $100, oh, you'll shut the fuck up. You will start shutting the hell up. Because you realize now the significance of it. Everybody and everything don't deserve your conversation, your response, your communication, your thoughts, your opinions, your ideas, your experiences, your words. Fuck no. Yes, energy is most definitely currency. It's the highest currency. There is no currency higher than energy. There is no currency higher than energy. And you need to start moving and talking and walking like that. That's even with the environments that you go into. If I go into any environment, environments cost a lot more than conversation sometimes. Because now you open to all these different damn energies. So instead of just $100, that's $5,000 right there. That's $10,000 right there in energy that you're giving away. Just because you placed yourself in an environment, you didn't even have to open your mouth. But the fact that you walk through that door and put yourself in the lion's den, you run the risk of losing it all. That's why you leave places and you depleted and you tired. And then you got anxiety when you didn't have it. And then you're procrastinating. And then you got self-doubt. And then you don't like yourself. Oh my got time for that. Energy exchange, okay? Justice is definitely coming in. The number 2 can be significant. So you be seeing 2s. 11 is also 2, okay? 10 of Swords coming out. This is most definitely for a lot of you guys, like I said, leaving all of that physical worldly thinking and moving more into a spiritual presence, okay? Getting more in tune with your spiritual being. It doesn't mean that you completely leave the physical realm, because we are, as long as we're here, we are a part of this physical realm, right? So you got to know how to navigate this motherfucker, right? You can't leave it, right? And if you do leave it, it's called death, okay? So we still have to make sure that we understand what's going on here in this reality, right? But being more spiritually minded, more spiritually based first, and then everything else falls into place. Spirit first, physical second. That's how you need to be thinking. That's how you need to be moving, especially when it comes to the ways that things look. Because like I said, everything happens in the spiritual realm first, and then it trickles down to this physical realm. As above, so below. That as below, so above. And a lot of y'all doing it the other way. You're doing shit here first and not spiritually first. Spirit don't work like that. That's why we do the work, the self-work, the soul work. We start that process first. Before you can really change your life, you got to change that soul. You got to clean that soul up. And of course, we know shadow work and self-work is a constant thing, right? So there's no need for you to be done with it, because you're not going to be done until you're done, if you know what I'm saying, if you catch my drift, right? But you got to do that soul. You got to start that soul work process first. Yes, as within, so without. Absolutely. Start that soul work first. And that shit is going to be a snowball effect in your life. It's going to go from, okay, it looks like nothing is happening. I'm doing all of this work behind closed doors and nothing is happening. Nothing's progressing, whatever, until eventually everything starts catching up. And this is why you have to keep your mentality positive. Because you can be doing the soul work, but then you start talking negatively, thinking negatively, and then you're undoing all of the shit that you're doing in the spiritual. So then you're like, it's taking so long for my shit to manifest. Well, yeah, because it's confused. The energy is confused. 1 minute you on the right path, and the next minute you talking negative and being negative and thinking negative. Then the next minute you doing shadow work, and then the next minute you like, fuck all this shit, don't none of this work. This shit sucks. I'm mad. Woe was me. This shit is confused. It don't know whether to start or start. Stop or start. All right, let's get two more, then we'll get some confirmation, and we're going to get up out of here. So y'all can enjoy y'all Friday night. I'll be back on here on Sunday so that we can do our messages for the week coming. One card at a time. Ace of Wands. There could also be something coming in this week that gives you some type of inspiration. This could also be some type of action, right? Some type of fast move. Ooh, Ace of Pentacles. This could be career based for some of y'all. This could be money coming in. Got the Nine of Cups up under that. I feel like y'all about to reap something that you sown when it came to making some type of tough decision. Because we got the Two of Swords here. You may have had to make some type of tough decision between something or with something. Something along those lines. And you may have been in your head lately like, damn, did I make the right decision? Did I do the right thing? You know what I'm saying? You about to find out that you did make the right decision. That could be what's coming in for some of y'all between the 10th and the 15th. Because the 10th is Monday. The 15th is Saturday. So that's literally a week. All I'm saying is if you come into some money, just get Poca $1 or two. Or Queen of Pentacles, this definitely feels financial. If this is not literal money or literal abundance, this is definitely spiritual wealth. Thank you, Ja. This is definitely spiritual wealth. Or it could be both. Who knows? Who knows? All right, let's get some confirmation. I will be doing spring equinox readings this weekend. So for those who want one-on-one personal messages regarding the spring equinox, how to prepare for it, what you need to know personally from your spirit team in regards to the spring equinox, feel free to shoot me an inbox message. And we can go ahead and book that for you. Or you can shoot me an email. PocaSPEAKS, P-O-C-A. Matter of fact, I can put it in the comments. PocaSPEAKS 615@gmail.com. Shoot me an email and let me know that you're interested. I do also have the one-on-one spring equinox mentorship. It is a 4-week mentorship that will assist you as we go into the spring equinox and then as we get settled into the spring equinox. So yeah, shoot me an email. You can book the mentorship on my website. That's linked in my bio. Or you can shoot me an email. Just tell me you're interested, and I can send you the information to book. All right? All right, we're about to close out. Shout out to everybody for the gifts. For everybody who gifted. We about to pull some confirmation, but let me shout out my top gifters for this live. Shout out to Ja. Shout out to Jay. Shout out to Empress. Who else gifted? I want to make sure I got everybody. Anybody gifted that I didn't call? Shout out to Naja. Shout out to Corey as always. Shout out also to, there was somebody else over here. To Cherie, to ATB. I don't know the other name, but they got a whatchamacallit. Shout out to all of my gifters, all of my top gifters for this live. Again, I do have some goals for gifts for TikTok. So the higher gifts that we get, I will be offering some services. These are for the higher gifts, the 1,000+ coins, okay? 1,000+ coin gifts. I'll be offering some free services. So that's just a FYI. Not mandatory, but for those who do support on that level, I do want to do some things special for you guys, okay? All right. Let's get some confirmation. Ooh, that popped right on out. Grandmother ancestor. All right. So some of y'all definitely need to tune in or connect with the grandmother ancestor. If you've been feeling the energy of a past grandmother, then you definitely need to meditate on her energy, connect more with her. There could be some information, some steps, some knowledge, some assistance that could be coming from the spiritual realm. Okay. I also feel like during this week, even with everything that's going on, make sure that you prioritize self-love. Our feminine ancestors always come in to show us nurturing and self-love, right? So make sure that you're prioritizing that as well. Loving on yourself, doing something for yourself. Take yourself out to eat or something. We talked about the buffet. Go to the buffet and then go get you some ice cream or something more. You know what I'm saying? That chariot coming out. Thank you, Ja. That chariot coming right on out. Fast-paced movement. Fast-paced movement. Okay? Fast-paced movement. Things happening quickly. Okay? Things happening quickly. Fast. Alright? Not taking no time. I told y'all butterflies were significant. When we did the reading Tuesday, butterflies kept coming out. All right. The number 5 can also be significant. 10 can also be significant, or 55. All right. Thursday could be a significant day as well for some of you guys. 5 also signifies change, and it's usually unexpected change. So just pay attention for that. Changes that are happening unexpectedly, right? Spirit says, say thank you. Damn. Start showing gratitude now. Thank you, Ja. Shout out to you. Ja, inbox me or DM me when we get off of here. I'm gonna do a free 10 card reading for you. Start showing gratitude now. All right, get into the attitude of gratitude. For real. Corey, you too, if you're interested in the reading. All right. Spiritual realm means your dreams, trying to understand better, new to your page. Oh, first of all, shout out to you being new and welcome. Thank you. The spiritual realm can mean the dream realm. It just talks about what we call the astral realm, right? So that's any realm outside of this physical realm. Any other dimension, any other level outside of the spiritual realm. So there's different ways to access it. One way to access it is through dreams. Another way is through meditation. Another way is through astral projection. Death, right? There's different ways to access it, but it's basically the realm that, we all come from. The realm that houses all of these different dimensions that we experience. All these different realities that we experience are all housed in this specific realm. Okay? Hey, Nick. Long time no see. Ooh. I just dropped a whole bunch of calls on the ground. Sacrifices are needed. So like I said before, if that means that you got to let some people go, release some energies, then do what you need to do. How did I just drop all these damn cards? Okay. You're welcome, love. Make some sacrifices. Sacrifices can also be you sitting your ass down. Okay? You don't need to be everywhere with everybody doing everything. Have a sit down. All right? Ask to seat. Thank you. That means saying no. People like, hey, girl. What's up, bro? Pull up to this place. Let's go to that place. Let's do this. Let's do that. You might gotta be like, oh, I would love to, but not today. All right. Sunday could be significant. The colors yellow and gold could be significant. The number 1 could be significant. And bumblebees. I know it's not yet spring, so butterflies and bumblebees are not common. So if you are seeing these specific insects, it's for a reason. Because they're not out right now. It's still technically the winter. So it's not common to see those 2 insects specifically. And this doesn't just mean that you're seeing them in person. This could be on TV or in videos, but you're just seeing it significant. It's just significant, right? To the point it starts to stand out to you. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm also okay. All right. Spiritual gifts. Okay, spiritual gifts definitely developing. Seeing in spirit, hearing in spirit, feeling, knowing certain things. Okay, tasting, smelling, the dream realm. All of these things developing for you on a higher level, higher perspective, higher energy. And then we got 12-12. 12-12 could also be significant. 12-12 is also 33 or 6. Okay? Goals being accomplished. Fast growth. New love for some of you guys. And partnerships. New love is not always relationships. So I just want to put that out there. Okay? New love could also be new love for yourself. Understanding love from a different perspective. Connecting with people through love on a different perspective, so on and so forth. Okay, don't always have to be boyfriend, girlfriend relationships and things of that nature. All right, my loves. That's the wrap for tonight. This will be posted on YouTube tomorrow during the day, so probably around like 10:30 a.m. It'll go live on YouTube and Facebook for those who follow me on Facebook. make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube. The link is in the bio so that you can watch this from the beginning if you need it, or you can come back to it at a later date. And you know, take some other things that may resonate. Everything may not resonate today. Some things may resonate later on. All right. We didn't have class Wednesday, but I did do it yesterday. So the lesson that was supposed to be for Wednesday, we did the live for it yesterday, and it's posted. It went live today. So it's already uploaded on YouTube if you want to go and check it out. Okay. Again, if you're interested in any readings for the spring equinox, any mentorships for the spring equinox, any of those things, thank you, Ray, for the gift. Feel free to inbox me and book them accordingly. If you have any questions on any services or anything that you need, I do have one-on-one consultations, one-on-one counseling sessions, weekly counseling sessions, monthly counseling sessions, one-on-one readings, one-on-one mentorships, 2-week mentorships, 4-week mentorships, all types of shit. All right. If you do go on my website and you don't see any services or a specific service that you do want, inbox me, shoot me an email, fill out a contact form on the website. Let me know what it is that you're looking for, because I do a lot of customized packages based on what you guys need. Okay. Do we have to pay for our mentorship in full? Shoot me an inbox of what mentorship you're interested in, and we can work out some type of half payment. But in order to start the mentorship, you will need to pay in full. But you can pay half for certain services, if that answers your question. All right? Everybody good? All hearts and minds is clear? Hopefully these messages resonated for those they're supposed to resonate for. If you missed some of it and you came in a little late, again, this will be posted onto YouTube. So make sure that you click the link in my bio and subscribe to the YouTube. All right. Light and love. I will see you guys on Sunday. I'll be back here on Sunday around 3 p.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. And we'll do our reading to open up the new week. Okay? All right. Light and love. See you guys on Sunday. Bye.